Hey, what's up, everyone? It's me, Matt from Diazable, coming at you with another album review, and I hope you're doing really well. Yeah. And today I'm checking out the band called Meth with their album Shame. A little bit about this band is they come from Chicago, Illinois, and I think they've been around since about 2017. They are a heavy metal. That might be a stretch. Uh, they're really heavy in terms of playing metal, and they experiment with their style in infusing like grindcore, sludge, doom, uh, death metal, like everything heavy. That's why I said heavy metal earlier, because everything about this is just stupid heavy. And just a little like disclaimer before we get into it, like I've never heard anything so heavy. That's why I'm describing it with all these heavy adjectives and stuff, because it's just incredibly dense and just destructive in terms of how heavy this album sounds. So, without the way, let's get into this review. The song starts off with a large and huge wall of sound that's just bold and sludgy. I've never heard anything like it before. And as the song goes, there's like an anticipation, and it's just super incredible how much they can build this anxiety within you with their sound of music they're creating here. The vocals are super harsh and raspy, large and pulsating drums. It's just punishing in the best possible way with its devilish and like hypnotic sounds to it. And it just has a crushing darkness to it. Slow and intense riffs. It's just mind-boggling how intense this song is. So I want to play a clip of Doubt for you. It's just incredibly dense, this opening song and everything. This song has more of a staticky and distorted sound to it with high-pitched squealing noises in the background, and more of a black metal approach here when it comes to the drums. Wall of sound with the guitar still feels huge here, but in a weird way, more subtle. They have some really impressive drum rolls, and the swelling noise in the background creates a really, really good sense of anxiety. So I want to play a clip of Compulsion for you. Wicked awesome. Song structures here are very, very interesting because they're not really short songs. They're really like strung out, and it lets like all the instruments from like the drums, bass, guitar, vocals be really fleshed out, it feels like. And I really like this approach with these songs. The drums here have more of a what was it, a black metal feel to it with the blast beats and everything. Very harsh and groovy sound overall. His howls that he's using, like the way he's screaming, bleeds really well into the music. Kind of reminds me of like a slower Full of Hell. And there's a really slow and nasty breakdown at the end that's just beyond like evil sounding. I feel like the sound is a little bit smaller here with how the drums are more chill and relaxed, but the guitars have like a buzzing sound to them along the beat. The vocals are really low in the mix and sound really far away, but since the instruments are going back and forth between loud and small like sounds, it creates a nice contrast and everything flows really well here. They really build it up towards the end of the song with the repeating of it. It's growing inside over and over. It just sounds really, really interesting. And it kind of reminded me of a band out here in South Korea called ADHD in terms of like feeling very large and ambitious with their sound and everything. So if you like meth, I would say check out the band ADHD as well. The guitars are really, really erratic at the beginning of the song, but as the song flows along, they get more groovy and get a nice feel to it and everything. Overall, it feels more metal than sludge metal and just sounds really heavy and like intense. Guitars have a very haunting feel to it, and it sounds really cool. And his vocals, again, have a huge feel to them that are nice. It just feels like pure like death metal and just all the right ways, but just really strung out, which they are doing really well here. So I'll play a clip of Cruelty for you. Ooh, yeah. Typically, I feel like the songs have a similar feel in terms of the opening and everything, but they switch things up here on this particular track, and it sounds really, really different and interesting, and I like it. The vocals have a different sound to them in terms of how they're being like sung and everything. But at times, he kind of sounds like Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit. I know, right? Drums are coming in really clear and the riffs are really sharp. Drums have a very devastating feel to them, and the bass has a really nice mesmerizing feel to it. Snare is really snappy here. The drums got some really good dynamics playing on this track, I think. Vocals sound huge and nasty, got a real groove and nasty metal to it, this song and everything. Reminds me of like harder Between the Buried and Me here. Very technical, but very, very heavy. The build up here is really good in this song. I can feel like there's like a bottleneck, and like as like this towards the end of the song, I can just feel the anxiety rising in my neck and everything, and it's very intense. And then right before like it explodes and everything, they like kind of drag you back down into this like sonic like hell and everything. It's well crafted, I think. So the newest album from Meth is called Shame, but I would honestly call it a pure joy in terms of like a great sonic experience, because I've never heard an album or song sound so massive, but not overly like produced in terms of like being overly loud just to be loud. It seems tastefully crafted to sound just pure, like intense, but really, really, really done well. Like the guitars have a bold and nasty sound to it throughout this whole album that just like boom, boom, just boom into your ears, and you just can't help but like take notice. The drums, huge, thunderous sounding drums to like intense black metal style blast beats, just pummeling you with intensity. And then you got a bass that sounds like it's like more dense than like a black hole and everything. And then you got these vocals that are just like howlish and devilish and creepy in all the right ways. And like the biggest thing is they drag their songs out, but they don't feel dragged out. They drag it out perfectly, and just each like note, you're like on the edge of your seat just waiting what's going to happen next. I like was like anticipating where they're going to do. Are they going to go back to being heavy? Are they going to do some blast beats? It felt like I was like listening to a movie. Like I was really like, whoa, what's going on? I want to know what's going next. I felt very invested while listening to this album, and it's just incredible how they can just hold your attention, but like they're not doing much. They're repeating a lot of the same notes and just do it over and over and make it sound really heavy and just pummel you with intensity and make you feel so many. I felt so many feelings of like anxiety, dread, depression, everything, just everything negative. You could feel it in these tracks. And so far, like as of 2024, I'm like, it's pretty early in the year, but I'm really impressed with this particular album. And I would say, just for its uniqueness, sound, production, and how heavy and just how interesting everything is honestly just a solid 10 out of 10 for me. I know it's really early in the year, but I haven't been impressed by something like this in a while. While like listening to music for however long I have is incredible. So links down below to Meth with their album Shame and everything. Check them out if you're into like experimental, I guess they say unorthodox metal and music. You might really like them. And like I said before, they remind me of a band out here in Korea called ADHD. Got some similarities. Check them out and everything. Links down below. I'm Matt. New video or old video here, I don't know. But thanks for coming on by. Like, subscribe, and comment, and tell me how you think. Till next time, bye.
Even when you're gone, I'll tell them my religion's you and punk.